I will fix prices. Inflation will be over. It will be easy, is what the president said. Some prices have come down, but inflation remains a persistent problem. Beyond that, we could go through these specifics, not quite as many as you have in that scroll, but we could go through a lot of specifics. It's just, how is the country feeling? Right? Again, 58% of the country views his first year as a failure. That means a decent amount of Republicans and a whole lot of independents, because it's not just Democrats who say it. He's underwater on the economy and inflation, on healthcare and commander in chief. The country does not feel the way he does, and his job as president is to lead the country. Lead the country from a policy standpoint, and his job as president is to lead his party from a political standpoint. And the way he describes it is simply not the reality in much of America. The MAGA base loves it. They love controversy, they love disruption, they love that everybody's mad. But the MAGA base is not big enough to win elections, and it's not big enough to lead the country.
Leanne, I'm going to read a quote from Steve Bannon from an Atlantic piece by Ashley Parker. Remember, our strategy, I say it every day, is maximalist, a maximalist strategy. You have to take it however deep you can take it, and quite frankly, until you meet resistance. And we haven't met any resistance. I mean, this is like
disturbing.
To me, this could be the title of any book so far about the Trump presidency, or at least Trump 2.0.
Yeah, it's pretty incredible how much the president has been able to do, and how everyone has just allowed him really to do it. The guardrails have been tested and not necessarily constrained.
He failed.
Yet. I will never forget a conversation I had with Senator Dick Durbin, that's Democrats' number 2. It was in the last year of Trump's first term. And he said, look, our country can withstand someone like Donald Trump for one term. He said, I'm not sure about a second term. That's a question. Obviously, Trump lost, but now he is serving his second term. And in that time,
we gave him 4 years to plan.
Of devoted people who worked for 4 years to try to figure out what they can do, the loopholes in the law, how they can get around it, what boundaries they can push.
She's smart.
Everything on this scroll that we're seeing. And they were ready on day one. They came in and they are doing it. And he is doing it very aggressively. So we'll see where this goes.
Project 2025.
So much of their power and authority, and it could be the legacy of Speaker Mike Johnson.
Yeah, and that still remains the surprise, the sort of obeying in advance with Donald Trump. I think when Donald Trump in the beginning started to name the people he wanted to be in his cabinet, there was this disbelief around people like Pete Hegseth, Tulsi Gabbard, other folks. And when
we're only about halfway through the shit he did.
Putting these folks who were clearly sycophants, who were clearly going to do whatever Trump wanted them to do, and clearly unqualified in so many instances, that was sort of...
Antifa is a domestic terror organization now.
Do whatever he wanted, that Congress was not going to stand in his way.
It stands for anti-fascist, you dummy.
For themselves and for their role, and that's the continuing, I think, story. One of the things for me that has been most jarring, even though people think it might have been something small, was the absolute destruction of the East Wing. Right? To turn on the TV and look at...
half of the stuff I didn't even know he did.
Just leveling the people's house of no real forewarning and no objection. And the fact that it's billionaires, right? So it gets to sort of the corruption of this administration, that they're going to pay for this, this ballroom. So
David, they obviously talked about Congress, which is quite an important branch legislative of the U.S. government.
I hear it's supposed to be co-used.
It's supposed to be. It was Ask Any of Them. Article 1 was mentioned first. But the whole construct of the Constitution with the balance of powers is that one doesn't get too big, and the president is so aggressively gobbling up as much power as he can, and there have been no stop signs in Congress. And through the courts, maybe some yellow blinking lights, but that once...
This is so long. 5-minute scroll so far. What the hell?
It's been, maybe yield, but go on through, Mr. President.
Which is why either way the Supreme Court rules on tariffs is going to be definitional to this equation, right? Either Steve Bannon is right, literally no resistance has been met, or not. I also just want to make one micro political point. Listening to you talk about the cabinet appointments, think about the news today, right? About the Louisiana Senate race. So Cassidy votes for RFK Jr. in this mode to try and preserve his own political future in a party remade of Trump. And what does he get in? A Trump-backed primary challenge nonetheless, even though he gave his vote.
Ordered release of all files related to disappearance of Amelia Earhart.
Did early on set the stage.
The hell?
This is going to be whatever Trump appease him, and that'll be our self-preservation. That doesn't necessarily look like it may work
Bill
out.
Cassidy voted for impeachment.
Exactly.
And that's
And retribution matters more than.
exactly.
Don't forget, he
Well,
posted
because
an
the
AI
president
video
is
of himself
convinced
dropping poop on
that
protesters.
He can communicate his agenda
Lord Almighty.
better than anybody. He is going to appear at the White House briefing, and that's going to happen today at 1 p.m. Eastern.